Hi, my name is Karen Reagan, and I ended up on the 10 most wanted list with Osama bin Laden. I'm an artist, but most importantly, I'm a mother. And this is a story about my 12-year legal nightmare journey through the Broward County court system. My case was contentious, like many divorce cases, and there was a lot of money involved, and there was all kinds of craziness that went on. But the long and the short of it is that one day I received a phone call and asked me to get down to the judge's courtroom in less than 2 hours' time. When I arrived, I didn't know why I was supposed to be there. I was accused of being a danger to myself and a danger to my child, but only to my son, who was 11, and not to my daughter, who was 17. The judge said, "Let me introduce myself. My name is Richard Eve, and I am the dictator. You are no longer in the United States of America. You are in my courtroom, which is a totalitarianism government. You are in a dictatorship, and I am the dictator." And with that, my ex-husband's lawyer, the guardian ad litem, the court-appointed psychologist, and the judge, all of them who were paid, accused me of parent alienation, a term I had never heard of. I didn't have my lawyer present, and they were all very well aware of that, as my lawyer had sent out a notice that he would be away on vacation that week. It was no coincidence that this was happening on a day he wasn't there, and on such short notice when they knew I wouldn't have time to even get a witness to come to court with me. With that, the judge had the bailiff lock the door, imprison me in the courtroom. There was no warrant for my arrest. There was no legal charges made against me. And the judge handed me the phone and forced me to call my daughter and tell her to get her things, tell her brother to get his things packed so his father could come pick him up. They wouldn't let me talk to my son. They wouldn't let me prepare my son, and they wouldn't let me say goodbye to my son. I couldn't believe this was happening in the United States of America. I begged the judge, "Your Honor, please, Your Honor, please let me speak in my defense. Please stop putting my son through this." And he would not let me say a word in my defense. He didn't care. I didn't have enough money. I walked out of that courtroom that day and my world was shattered. I did everything legally possible, got my lawyer to get on the case, started making phone calls. And yet days and weeks and months went by, and they wouldn't let me see my son, and they wouldn't let me talk to my son, and they wouldn't let me have contact with my son. And it was as if he died. And every morning I'd wake up literally sobbing. I'd wake up like, where is he? How can I help him? And I can't help him. And worse, what was he going through? Now his mother was taken out of his life, and his sister and his grandparents. And so one day I picked him up from school, and we ran away from out of the country, and we ended up on 10 most wanted list. And wanting to do the right thing, and finding out Judge Ede was removed from my case, I wrote a letter stating I would turn myself in and do the right thing, because I actually wanted my son to have his father in his life. But I also thought my son deserved to have a mother in his life. This is a story that affects millions of people, and so many people are naive like me and have no idea how corrupt the family court system can be. So I am using this Kickstarter project as a way of launching the book I've written. I asked you to take the time and look at my rewards and maybe get a little bit more of an idea into what this story is about. But most importantly, to save a child. Never, ever should another child have to suffer through what my children had to suffer. I thank you.